this generation, must first look inward to see who we really are after years of being beaten down. Years of being told we couldn't, shouldn't, or wouldn't. Are America's greatest generations in our past, or are our best days yet ahead? We must unite the Republican Party, because doing so is the first step towards uniting all Americans.
That was Senator Cruz last night with a sober message from Philadelphia. He has clearly moved on already. Senator Cruz got about 14% of the vote in New York, failed to get a single delegate here. Senator Scott Brown's a Trump supporter, former Massachusetts senator, with me out of Manchester, New Hampshire. And Senator, good day to you, and thanks for coming back. What do you make of these Republicans who are suggesting already that they will skip the convention in Cleveland?
Well, I think that's a mistake. First of all, they'll miss being part of history. I mean, this is unlike anything I or anyone that I know has ever seen in their lifetime. So you have to go and be part of the process, or shame on you for complaining after it's over. So I'm hopeful that they go, and I'm hopeful that they ultimately get behind the front runner and hopefully the eventual nominee, and we go and we take back the White House, keep the Senate, and put the genie back into the bottle with all the stuff the president's been doing over the last 8 years.
Rudy Giuliani was here yesterday. He's a Trump supporter, but he did not come out and say, I endorse him. And the reason he said that is because he felt he didn't want to have to defend Trump on everything or always make a statement depending on, you know, what all matters are that pertain to Donald Trump. Now, why is that? I mean, because you are of a different mind. You've been speaking on his behalf for months now.
Yeah. Well, I not only speak for Donald, I speak for our party, and I said I will support any of the nominees, whether it's Kasich or Cruz or Trump. Yeah, I was one of the first supporters, but I'm also a realist. I understand what we need to do to take back the country, take back our party, reestablish trust with our allies and fear with our foes. We need to have, I believe, somebody who's not like the others, somebody who's an outsider, a real outsider. Senator Cruz is a senator. He's not a real outsider like Donald Trump is. And my hope is that, you know, he will have an opportunity to work on his unfavorables, as he and Hillary have the two worst unfavorable ratings of anyone ever running for president. I think hers are more locked in stone. I think he has a chance to rehabilitate himself, and that comes through Ted Cruz's message of uniting the party. So I'm hopeful that Ted will unite behind Donald, because he's been mathematically eliminated, and they're only waiting for a convention that's basically going to be contentious.
Well, Cruz's team basically said last night they're going to play for the second ballot, and he's going to stick in for that. And you know,
well, that's
been Kasey's strategy too. If Donald Trump is within 50 or 100 delegates, Giuliani says you should change the rules within the RNC. Do you think that's the right play?
Yeah, I don't think he'll need to. I think if he's that close, he'll actually, with the new team that he has in place, Paul Manafort and others, they'll go and get that 50 to 100 delegates. I think it's going to be, I think he's going to get it. I think, I said this morning, I misspoke, I said it was Pennsylvania. I think Indiana, by then, you'll have a real indication, because he's going to do very, very well in the Northeast. I don't think Ted Cruz picks up hardly any in the Northeast unless Pennsylvania does what we're all talking about. And I don't think Kasich, he's saying, oh, next week's a big week. Yeah, it's a big week, but it's not going to be for him. It's going to be for Trump. He's way ahead in everything. So Kasich's there and Cruz are there now as spoilers to hope for a second ballot. And with respect, there's nobody there that's going to vote for Kasich, because they're all Cruz or Trump. So I'm hopeful that they'll get together. Will it be a Trump-Cruz ticket to kind of bring those two factions that have been banging heads and kind of unite them? You know, we'll see.
Yeah, 170 unbound delegates by our count going into Cleveland. So if you divide that in half, maybe Trump gets the number anyway. Your advice to Ted Cruz, after listening to his, as I described, his sober message from last night, is what now?
Oh, listen, I like Ted. I consider him a friend. The sobering message is, listen, he's mathematically eliminated, and he's talking about uniting the party. That can start by ceasing the kind of the negative, kind of condescending rhetoric towards the front runner, and vice versa. I think Donald Trump did that last night by calling him Senator Cruz. I think he realizes that he is a United States senator. He does command respect, as Governor Kasich does. They're three good people who are doing the people's business and laying it all out in the line, and I commend each and every one of them, and any one of them would make a better president than Hillary Clinton. So that's the choice that we have.
We're going to get into that whole debate in a moment here. Martha's got that segment coming up if they are head-to-head. Senator, thank you. Scott Brown there in New Hampshire today. Thanks for coming back. We'll talk real soon. Thank you, Martha.